And yes, that's how Dorothy, to me, I was really feeling lost and in this trying to figure out where I was going, yeah.
What if the things you thought you knew about Diana Ross were wrong? The Motown Queen has been the subject of whispers, shocking stories, and kept secrets for years. That is, until now. At age 80, Diana Ross is finally talking about the claims. Hold on tight because this movie details the facts, the myths, and the shocking events that have happened during Diana Ross's whole career.
It must be very painful for you.
Actually makes me quite sad because I do think that we need to answer some of these things that are really not correct.
At 80, Diana Ross finally confirms Florence Ballard rumors after so many years. What did Diana finally say about the rumors surrounding Florence? Many people have been curious about what really happened between them and the Supremes.
Think about being in a famous singing group with your best friends, and the fame and money would put your ties to the test. Diana Ross, Florence Ballard, and Mary Wilson of the Supremes all went through that. In the 1960s, the Supremes were the most popular group, but their fame caused problems, especially between Diana Ross and Florence Ballard. There was a feeling among many that Diana was preferred, which made Florence feel left out. In her book, Dreamgirl, My Life as a Supreme, Mary Wilson wrote about the problems they had as young women in the public eye.
We had dared to dream at a time when it really was an impossible dream.
But impossible became the Supremes, the most successful female group of the 1960s. With 12 #1 pop singles, numerous gold records, regular television appearances, and sold-out concerts, Diana Ross, Mary Wilson, and Florence Ballard rivaled the Beatles in popularity.
We became famous all over the world. We started traveling all over the world. We started hanging out with royalty. We were on Ed Sullivan shows. We were on TV every week.
Okay, so for me, being a 10-year-old girl, watching you and having dreams, just like everybody when they found you, we all have our own stories of what that meant and how I carried that dream inside me for years because there wasn't anybody, I'm not gonna cry, who was on television who looked like me. And that night that we all saw you, I think around the world, particularly here in the United States.
Supremes. These women inspired the hit Broadway play and award-winning movie Dreamgirls. Yes, we're reflecting on the lives of the original three, Diana Ross, Mary Wilson, and Florence Ballard. But honestly, their love stories are intimately intertwined with their time as Supremes and beyond. They were all drawn to men who saw them outside of what they were to the rest of the world, but how their respective relationships took form varied. Soon, you'll see. And honestly, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that we're going to be discussing a lot of very heavy and sensitive topics, so if you are around children or if certain topics make you feel uncomfortable, I highly suggest you skip this episode. Now, if you're new in the pews, I'll Tell You What is a weekly podcast that shares the weddings, marriages, and romances of Black figures throughout time.
Diana Ross was caught up in something she wasn't ready for in December 2002. The music star, who is known for being graceful and beautiful, was caught DUI driving in Tucson, Arizona. When cops saw her car swerve, they stopped her and gave her a test. It was 0.20 in her blood, which is over twice the legal limit. Fans all over the world were shocked and told their friends about it right away. A lot of people were shocked that Diana, the famous Motown queen, was hurt in such a scandal. She didn't try to hide what she did, though. She owned up to what she did. Going to jail in Connecticut for 2 days was the last part of her sentence.
Diana Ross was questioned by police at London's Heathrow Airport after being arrested for allegedly assaulting a female security officer who'd attempted a body search.
The people here is wonderful here. Everybody's been really nice. That's not please, guys. Please, I don't like it. Thank you.
She left Heathrow police station flanked by 5 police officers and was whisked away in the back of the clerk Mercedes. Despite the day's events, Ms. Ross remained positive but refused to comment, other than to praise the work of the police. After 5 hours of questioning, the pop diva was finally released late in the afternoon. Scotland Yard says she was warned but not charged with an offence. British Airways confirmed that the singer had been due to travel on the 10:50 morning Concorde flight to New York. She is now expected to jet out of Heathrow on an American Airlines flight. Diana Ross has had chart-topping success with numerous hits, including the singles Baby Love, Stop in the Name of Love, and Chain Reaction. The star enjoyed her heyday in the 60s as the lead singer with the female...
Superstar Diana Ross was arrested at Heathrow Airport today. Scotland Yard says a female security officer there accused the singer of assault during what the guard described as a routine body frisk. Diana Ross was detained for more than 4 hours.
It's wonderful here. Everybody's been really nice.
These photographs were taken just after Diana Ross was arrested.
And I'm worried about my children. I want to go home.
Ross was heading home this morning, preparing to board the supersonic Concorde, when a pass-through a metal detector set off an alarm. A female guard tried to frisk the well-known star and alleges that Ross assaulted her by touching her breast. Ross, though, maintains the guard touched her first.
She said, make sure and show them how mad I am because they were touching my breast. And they don't do that to guys.
She was angry about being frisked. They were patting her down at Heathrow, and she was angry about it. Did you see that happen? I was right behind her, yeah.
Ross was arrested and taken to the Heathrow police station.
How do you think we've been treated?
The police were very good, but they have procedures. It's devastating to be in a police station. I've never been in one before. I was very frightened. And I stayed there from 10 o'clock to 3 o'clock. But I'm not saying that they weren't unkind, but they did their jobs. It was scary. I was scared. And I'm worried about my children. I want to go home.
Have you got any regrets about this?
Berry Gordy, the father of Motown, and Diana Ross dated in secret for years, which led to the birth of Rhonda Ross Kendrick in 1971. Diana's husband, Robert Ellis Silberstein, treated Rhonda as if she were his own child, and she thought he was her father. Diana told everyone the truth when she was almost 13 years old. Berry Gordy was her real father. This helped Rhonda figure out who she was. Even though they kept it a secret, Rhonda and Berry are now very close.
There's a poem that my father, Berry Gordy, loves. He had all his children learn it. It's called If by Rudyard Kipling. And I had my son memorize it also. I'm just going to give you the first couple lines. It says, if you can keep your head when all about you are losing theirs and blaming it on you. If you can trust yourself when all men doubt you, but make allowance for their doubting too. And it goes on. It is such a powerful poem, and it's been on my mind because I think that's where we are right now. We need to focus inside and get our own houses in order so that we can rely upon them when the winds are shaking everything else around us.
Did you know that Diana Ross and Berry Gordy Jr. first met when Ross was still in high school? And Ross's eldest child, Rhonda Ross Kendrick, whose biological father was Gordy, but was raised by Diana's first husband, Robert Ellis Silberstein, who married Diana when she was 2 months pregnant. Well, in this video we are going to look at Diana Ross' life in Motown, her controversial departure from Motown, and secrecy behind her first daughter with Gordy. Remember to like and subscribe for such contents. Diana Ross and Berry Gordy Jr. first met when Ross was still in high school. Gordy was captivated by her voice and, after hearing her group perform, wanted to sign them immediately. However, he decided to wait until they graduated. From that point, Ross honed her skills, returning to the studio with her friends regularly. Despite their strong bond, there came a time when Ross and Motown would part ways. When Ross considered leaving Motown, she called Gordy, asking if he could match a $20 million offer she had received from RCA Records.
Because, I mean, one look at Rhonda, and it's clear to see that she is definitely Berry Gordy's baby. Though for Rhonda herself, the realization wasn't so obvious at first, understandably so, when you've been led to believe that someone else was your dad all of your life. Anyways, here's what Rhonda explained about how she learned Berry Gordy was not Uncle Barry, but he was Daddy. During her interview, Rhonda said, "The bottom line was, I looked just like Berry Gordy and my sisters looked just like their father, a 6-foot-tall Jewish American man." She added that her stepdad, Robert Ellis Silberstein, knew he wasn't her biological father even before she was born. However, he still raised her as his own daughter. Rhonda was nearly 13 when Diana finally told her the truth. She described it as a relief, saying Gordy had always been close to the family, to the point where she and her sisters called him Uncle Barry.
While Diana Ross was renowned for her exceptional skills, she was also said to exhibit diva behavior. Supposedly, she was strict and demanding, and fired her whole staff because of bad press. Others say she told her former workers not to use her as a reference, which made it hard for people to find jobs. Concerning her personal image, there were rumors for many years that she was in a rivalry with Aretha Franklin. Diana was seen as a competition by Aretha, who was very protective of her title as Queen of Soul.
Before that was Diana Ross. I cried myself out in the tub the night before Diana Ross came on because I'd also seen her on the Ed Sullivan Show when I was 10 years old. 10 was a big year. And I saw, and I had all of this emotion for Diana Ross because you saw the Supremes the first time you seen black people on TV who were like intelligent and beautiful and smart. So I just wanted to be like them. And then when I finally had a chance to sit with her, I thought, I'm going to make a fool of myself. So I sat in the tub. I thought, every emotion you want to have for her, cry now, cry now, cry now. So I literally cried myself out in the tub the night before. Wow. And I wasn't as nervous, but I did tell her, and I wrote her a letter telling her how much I'm going to start crying now, how much she had meant to me. And she heard it. She felt it. Really sweet. So that's it.
Did y'all really have beef with the Supremes?
Yeah.
Damn, I didn't expect it like that.
It wasn't the Supremes, it was Diana and myself.
Right.
Back in the day. Because we did the Apollo together.
Right.
The Supremes, Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells. Or were we LaBelle? I don't know who we were, but we were on who?
The Bluebells, yeah.
Bluebells.
Yeah,
Patti
my
LaBelle
note
and the
says
Bluebells.
The Bluebells versus the Supremes.
The Bluebells. Bluebells, versus the Supremes and other acts. I think the Four Tops were on Temptations because there were like 5 acts at those shows when you did like 4 shows a day. And that's when I had to save my hot dogs on the light bulbs because I didn't have any per diem. You know, we were poor. And every time between shows, I would play cards with the Four Tops and whoever was on the show and lose my money. So I always made sure I had my hot dog on the light bulb. So I did have food after my money's gone. And then the hot items, you know, people used to come to the Apollo Theater and sell hot clothes, Gucci and all that stuff for $2 when it was worth thousands.
Diana Ross is a famous singer and actress who has been in the public eye for decades, captivating people with her skill and timeless beauty. Fan and media speculations over the years have included whether she has had plastic surgery to stay looking young.
We've got to be honest, we've got endless love for Diana Ross. The music legend has blessed us with her iconic vocals since the 60s, but her epic fashion sense is absolutely timeless. So let's stop in the name of Diana Ross and take a look at her most stylish moments from her incredible career.
She and the Supremes took 12 songs to the top of the charts. Her career as a solo artist prompted Billboard magazine to name her the Female Musical Artist of the Century, and the Guinness Book of World Records to declare her the most successful female musical artist of all time. As an actor, she has been honored with Academy Award and British Academy Award nominations and won a Golden Globe Award for her performance as Billie Holiday in Lady Sings the Blues. Her performance in Out of Darkness earned her a Golden Globe nomination for Best Actress in a TV Movie, and her one-woman show on Broadway brought her a special Tony Award.
When the night was closing in, I was alone and so afraid. Couldn't see the light. No. Then my world began to spin. Where's the beginning? Where's my omega? Have to make it right. Oh yeah. There's a moment when you know that every teardrop has to go. They be piling up inside. It's
Diana Ross announced the Return to Love Tour in 2000 with the goal of getting the Supremes back together. But original members Mary Wilson and Cindy Birdsong didn't want to play because they had disagreements about money and artistic control. It was said that $15 to $20 million was offered to Ross, $4 million to Wilson, and less than $1 million to Birdsong. Wilson and Birdsong turned down the terms because they felt underpaid. So Ross went ahead with Linda Lawrence and Sherry Payne, who later joined the Supremes after Ross left.
They are the songs of the Supremes, and Diana Ross, the Supreme diva herself, is back and heading out on tour for a summer concert series titled Diana Ross and the Supremes Return to Love.
I decided to do this really very much for our fans.
But some fans are asking, where did their love go? They are upset over the tour because, as we reported last month, one of the original Supremes, Mary Wilson, will not be involved. Wilson is upset over the amount she was to be paid for the tour, $2 million to Diana's reported $20 million. According to Wilson's camp, promoters last week did agree to a higher fee, but talks broke down anyway. At a press conference carried live exclusively over the internet by CenterSeat.com, Ross addressed Mary's absence.
This was never called a reunion tour. I think the media is very powerful and they just took this and ran with it. But sometimes there's obstacles and, I don't think anybody was willing to go as far as she.
Supremes we grew up with. Diana Ross will tell us what happened between herself and original Supreme Mary Wilson.
Evan Ross is the famous Diana Ross's son, and her wife, singer Ashlee Simpson, has been a famous pair since they got married in 2014. People are interested in their personal lives and how their family works, so their connection has been in the news a lot. Evan and Ashlee have both said over and over that they are committed to each other and their family, even though they are being watched closely.
Yeah, that was the first time we worked together. She was amazing to me then, and we had the best time ever. And now I hadn't worked with her until, again, on Star,
So in life support, when you were acting with Tracy, like, how were you all, because even though she was your sister in the film, it's crazy because you didn't see it as Evan Ross and Tracy Ellis Ross. You literally could see the characters. Is that just good acting, or?
I think it's good acting. Yeah, we were definitely playing characters, and I didn't actually get to see her performance until I watched the movie, because we really didn't shoot scenes together.
It's been 14 years since we first got to know Ashlee Simpson on her MTV reality show.
I can't wait to see what happens next.
Fast forward to today, she's a mom and a wife and returning to TV with a brand new docuseries on E! Alongside her hubby, Evan Ross. Fans will get a peek into their lives as the couple records a duet album.
There's a lot of questions, and we wanted to give some answers, but we also more wanted to just show who we were, so.
And show our love, and for me, it's been 10 years since I've, put myself out there, just been being a mom and loving every bit of it. It's just sharing with the world a little bit of us and our family and our music.
While some couples avoid mixing business with pleasure, the Rosses say their marriage is rock solid.
In no way do I think that if a relationship is meant to be together, if a marriage is meant to be together, that anything like a show or being in this industry can change that.
It is new, and it is, definitely something new for us, but something fun, and, we've had a good time doing it.
Even though there have been health worries about Diana Ross over the years, she has always shown that she is strong and healthy. In 2023, when she was 79 years old, she performed a sold-out show at Radio City Music Hall in New York City. Ross is now 80 years old, but he still amazes people. Her surprise appearance at the 2025 Grammy Awards got her a lot of good feedback from the people. She is also on her Symphonic Celebration UK tour, where she will play with well-known orchestras in big towns. 2 nights at the Hollywood Bowl in July 2025 are on her list of upcoming shows.
Do you know why Diana Ross's fans have been particularly worried about her these past few days? It stems from her haunting revelation about her 80 years. My life has been plagued with more sorrow than most. It seems that even those closest to Diana Ross don't fully understand the hardships she's been through. Therefore, don't miss this video because it will give you details about the incidents that have tested Diana's patience over the years, including malicious media attacks on her reputation, embarrassing legal cases, difficult conflicts to resolve, and her worrying health problems. Be sure to watch until the end to find out her current condition. Diana Ross admitted that she encountered many incidents that tarnished her reputation throughout her potential career, which she called tragic. A prime example is the new biography of legendary singer Diana Ross, written by author J. Randy Taraborelli, which sheds light on the side of the iconic star that many may not have seen before. Titled Diana Ross and scheduled for release in September, the book delves into Ross's professional and personal life, uncovering moments that paint the singer as a demanding and, at times, difficult boss.
Diana Ross 2025 tour tickets. Cheapest prices. Full schedule for superstar singer's upcoming concerts. Attention, Diana Ross fans. She's coming out, and she wants the world to know. The iconic singer, now 80 years old, will be gracing stages once again in 2025.